The next question is, how do you best structure a hypnosis session, particularly with anxiety? This is a great question. So, how to best structure an anxiety session? And I'm going to take a bit of a step back and talk about, in general, how do we best structure our hypnosis sessions? So the best structured hypnosis sessions are the sessions that do not have a firm, rigid structure. The best sessions tend to be the sessions in which the client leads the session and is completely attuned to what the client needs from the moment they step into the session. The best client sessions, the best structure is going to be a structure that is flexible in terms of what the client is presenting at any given moment within that session. And so I know that that could be a lot to hear and probably not something that you wanted to hear, because it's just so much easier to be like step A, induction, deepener, suggestibility, regression, this, that, and then transformational recording. That is a lot easier to grasp, right? It is safer. It is, we know exactly what to do. But really, think about it this way. Have you ever had a conversation in your mind? Maybe it was a conversation with your boss, or a difficult coworker or colleague, or someone in your family that's just very difficult. And you're like, yes, I'm going to set this boundary. I'm going to have this conversation. I'm going to say this, and they're going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and then they're going to say this, and then I'm going to say this. You know, we've got that in our minds, right? But when the conversation actually happens, do they ever go the exact same way? Almost never, right? Why? Because as humans, we are completely dynamic, and we are changed, we evolve, we are unpredictable in nature. So preparing for our sessions and structuring our sessions is really not the best use of our time, especially before the session, because inside the session is when we'll know how to best help our clients. Even though we've had 2 or 3 sessions with them, even though we've talked to them in our discovery or strategy call, it doesn't really matter, because they are going to show up as a different person during the session, depending on what has happened in their life, right? Depending on how much they've thought of the problem after paying us. So really, what I encourage you to think about is that, you know, if you are someone who was like me, I used to prepare my sessions. I used to spend way too much time, like hours and hours preparing for my sessions. And I would go in and go, well, that is completely out the door. It didn't go exactly as I expected, and it was a waste of time. And so if you were someone like me, really take a look at what is happening objectively within your sessions. Like, is your preparation actually helping? Is it actually helping you to be thorough at helping your clients? Are you actually finding that within your sessions, you're keeping up with the conversation because you prepared? And really take a look at and reflect your sessions with regards to that. Because if not, then it's time to change things up, right? If it's not working, we don't have to be married to this exact same thing. And so, you know, when I took a look at this, you know, it was just one of these amazing moments where I found conversational hypnosis where preparation was not an issue, because we never prepare. This is a conversational hypnosis principle of just meeting a client where they're at, and based on what they talk about within the session, that's how we'll know how to help them. That just makes sense, right? And going with what they're presenting with at that present moment in time, instead of planning a conversation in our head that 95% of the time does not play out to be in our exact predictions anyway. So trying to save you some time here. I hope that this is valuable and gave you some reflection points. If you have any questions at all, let me know, and I will see you soon.